The thumbnail got you, didn't it?
Wait, everybody calm down!
Well, that was kind of the point, but I promise you this isn't some kind of rage bait bullshit, alright? I am a big Potterhead and I have been since I was a kid. I actually don't mind the recent casting announcement of the trio for HBO's Harry Potter television series, Hermione included, but I think there's some important things we need to touch on with what we know so far. After all, HBO makes some excellent casting choices with their shows, don't they? Harry Potter. Let's talk about it.
Say what again? Say what again? Say what again? Say what again?
Well, the show has been riddled with controversy, even though not a single camera has started rolling yet, and J.K. Rowling has found herself in quite the position. See, on one end, she's been a staunch supporter of women's rights, and by women's rights, I mean women, not trans women, which has undoubtedly pissed off many a blue-haired Twitter user and probably some of the people that are watching this video.
Shut the fuck up!
And then there's the other end, the opposite end actually, where Rowling has been seemingly okay and even endorsed some of the casting choices in a way. And by casting choices, I mean one in particular. Papa, Pepe, EC, Esai. You know what? I'm just not even gonna try. I'm gonna call him Papa E. You don't like that? Fuck off. See, I'm a big supporter of the source material around here, and I'm not gonna pull my punches, which is why y'all listen to the shit I have to say in the first place. So let's go over some of these casting choices and why they do or don't make sense.
Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh.
First things first, the most recent announcement, the trio, which apparently 30,000 kids auditioned for. Holy shit, imagine being the one out of the 30,000 that were picked, especially as a kid. No name is more synonymous with millennial literature than Harry Potter himself, who will be portrayed by Dominic McLaughlin, an 11-year-old Scottish actor. We don't know much of anything about him, outside of him attending a performance academy in Scotland for the past 5 years, and I guess a handful of acting credits to his name, notably starring in Macbeth at the Royal Highland Centre, the same production Ralph Fiennes was in, which is pretty damn cool. Which, if you don't know Sky as a company, I believe they're the same folks behind Fight or Flight, which I really liked. Anyway, more importantly, McLaughlin will be starring and grow alongside Nick Frost, who's actually been cast as Hagrid for the HBO series. I'm not sold on Frost being able to pull off Hagrid, but I like the guy as an actor. He's absolutely hilarious in the Cornetto trilogy, so I'm keeping an open mind. But what this means is that McLaughlin and Frost will walk onto the set of HBO's Harry Potter with some established chemistry from working together already. And that's going to be needed since Hagrid and Harry are such close friends in both the books and the movie franchise I grew up with.
Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Next up is Harry's trusted friend Ron Weasley, which Alistair Stout will be portraying. Now, I did my due diligence. I tried to find some shit out about this kid, and there's nothing, outside of a small credit and a potato commercial for Albert Bartlett titled Roll on Jersey Royal Season. So, playing Ron is actually Stout's first professional acting gig, and you know what? I'm here for it. He does resemble Rupert Grint, who played Ron in the original line of films, and he fits the description Rowling set for the character in the books. And you know, I'm always up for an unknown child actor getting their big break in things like this, just like our original trio of actors.
Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on!
Then there's Arabella Stanton, the 11-year-old English actress that will be our beloved Hermione Granger. Now, this is where the controversy begins, and it's a controversy I'm going to have to disagree on being a controversy to begin with. See, as you all know, I'm a big source material kind of guy. You don't have to do a one-to-one, shot-for-shot adaptation of something, but the core theming, the core appearances, the core tone should always be the same, which is why I've had such a problem with that one other HBO show.
I'm gonna be a dad.
From what I've found, there is only one reference to what Hermione's ethnicity could be. As the Prisoner of Azkaban states, they were there, both of them, sitting outside Florian Fortescue's ice cream parlor. Ron looking incredibly freckly, Hermione very brown, both waving frantically at him. That's it, that's the only reference I could find. Now, I'm not saying that should be used as an excuse to justify Hermione now being played by a mixed girl, I'm just saying that according to the source material, she's left kind of ethnically ambiguous. So if there's a moment to race swap a character, this one at least makes a bit of sense. The Philosopher's Stone even describes Hermione as having a bossy sort of voice, lots of bushy brown hair, and rather large front teeth, which from the looks of it, Stanton has. I'm not mad at this casting at all, and to top it off, she's a seasoned actress, even at a young age, portraying Matilda in a musical of the same name in London's West End, and the part of Control in another musical named Starlight Express. I am a bit concerned with the social messaging, something I'll bring up even more here shortly. See, a popular thing for pure-blooded magical folks to call human-born magical folks is mudblood, which is exactly what it implies, and that's magical blood that's been mixed with non-magical blood. You probably remember Draco Malfoy saying this quite frequently in the film franchise, and it's actually viewed as a slur in the wizarding world.
How dare you talk to me? Filthy little mudblood.
Well, now we've got an extra layer of being offensive, because with Stanton also being racially mixed herself, this slur is going to carry a much heavier implication. And I hope that the showrunners at HBO, who are notorious for cramming social messaging into their shows,
I'm gonna be a dad.
don't try and do that with the Harry Potter series. With all the controversy already swirling around the show and the castings, beating people over the head with modern-day politics and the hot topic of race mixing is a surefire way to bury the show before it even takes off. With that being said, though, of all the castings to be mad at, this ain't the one. Let's give Stanton her fair shot, and if you're one of those folks for being a shithead just because she's not white, you know what? Go fuck yourself. It aligns with the source material, so it aligns with me.
You're goddamn right.
But there's the other side of that source material coin, which I'm going to apply the exact same principle to, except I'm going to join the outrage on this one. Papa E, because I'm not going to make a fool of myself trying to pronounce his name again, as Professor Snape. This one is a slap in the face, because unlike Hermione, who's pretty ambiguous from an ethnicity standpoint, Snape is one of the more described characters in the book, and even Rowling herself has drawn images of him. So ask yourself, do these images look like a black man? They don't, do they? What makes matters even worse is that Snape is described explicitly numerous times to be pale, like in the Philosopher's Stone, which states, Professor Snape, the potions master, was a thin, greasy-haired man with a pale, sneering face. Or how about in the Half-Blood Prince, which says, Snape's pale, gaunt face seemed to be illuminated only by his eyes. Now, if you're one of those people who think, well, pale is an expression, not a color, even in Snape's final altercation with Lord Voldemort, he's described as having a face like a death mask. It was marble white and so still that when he spoke, it was a shock to see that anyone lived behind the blank eyes. Does this guy look like he could even come remotely close to being pale and marble white?
No. 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 Hell no.
The answer is no. No, he cannot. Granted, it's never outright said that Snape is white, but if you've got more than 2 brain cells rolling around in the old noggin, you can intelligently put it all together.
He's out of line, but he's right.
Which brings us right back around to that social messaging I was talking about before. See, James and the Marauders were pretty mean to Snape growing up, which again now has more implications since Snape has been race swapped, and again, I hope and pray to whatever's up there in the sky that HBO does not inject modern day sensibilities into this show. A black Snape pursuing a white Lily Potter? A black Snape being bullied by a white James Potter? I'm not fabricating something to be mad about here, but HBO has already had some very recent history where they shuffled things around a bit just to push an agenda. So I think my fears are a bit warranted here. Anyway, what do you guys think? Do you think this show will be dead on arrival, either due to race swapping one of the most popular characters in the series, or Rowling's equal pissing off of both sides? Or do you think taking some wild swings like this will result in a show that's better than we ever thought it would be? Let me know in the comments down below and I'll make sure to address any and everyone. Just attack the opinion, not the person. Don't be that shithead. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for checking out my video. I'll talk to y'all later.